this is just a super quick recommendation video. We've been talking a lot about Halloween and spooky stuff, and I just wanted to give some love to some Halloween movies I think y'all should watch. So without further ado, my top 5 favorite horror movies. Number 5, Hereditary. Now Hereditary 100% changed the game when it came to horror movies. I don't even think you can watch it or get it on DVD right now, but if you are able to, please find a way to watch this movie. It is essentially, it is a ritual sacrifice movie told from the perspective of the ritual sacrifices. There is a twist about 25 minutes into the movie that, I mean, if you saw it coming, I don't know how, and you're definitely evil. And it's one of those movies that just feels like a classic horror film. It feels like you're Shining. It feels like you're Exorcist. It is that psychological horror you have been looking for since you saw those movies, and I highly recommend it. Okay, number 4 on my horror movie recommendation list is Oculus. Oculus is a movie about a super spooky mirror, and it stars Karen Gillan, and basically she and her little brother are in their old house and they're gonna kill this mirror, and it gets so dark and twisty, I can't even tell you what happens next. So, yeah, I'm not going to. Number 3 on my scary movie recommendation list is gonna be The Shining. Of course I have to recommend The Shining. The Shining is one of the most genius films of all time. It is the weirdest adaptation of the book that could have possibly been made. While it is true to the story of the novel, it's a whole other thing. But yeah, visually it is the most stunning horror film maybe of all time. Jack Nicholson gives the most killer performance ever. Also literally. And yeah, if you haven't seen The Shining, and you probably have seen The Shining if you are into horror at all, please watch it this year. But know that you won't sleep afterwards. Number 2 on my horror must-watch list is The Blair Witch Project. Now, I am old enough to remember when The Blair Witch Project came out. I was very young and too young to see it, so I didn't see it when it came out. However, I do remember the hype that kind of encircled it, and when I finally saw the movie, I understood where that hype was coming from. Honestly, as an actual movie, it's probably not that spectacular because it's an improvised film. The plot sort of goes every which way and doesn't really come together at certain points in the film. But that ending, man, that ending is too spoopy. It's way too spoopy. Now, before I give you my number 1 top horror film of all time, I just want to give special mention to the Purge movies. I am one of those freaks who loves the Purge, and I do not I don't like gorer movies. I don't like gore, I don't like blood and guts movies, but the Purge is not one of those movies. It's as a series, it's beautiful. It's beautiful how it starts on this story about, a white family in their big shut down house and how all their friends come and attack them. And you think, okay, well, I really wanted to see the rest of the Purge. That's really why I came to see this movie. And you come out disappointed. But no, there's a whole Purge universe. There's a Purge-averse. And the second movie, you get to see what everyone else is doing during the Purge. And then you get to see the Purge election year, which is definitely a huge jab at Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And it's too real still, and it hurts so much. And then you get the first Purge, and the first Purge is a great part of the series and really horrifying to see how it all started. And then you've got a Purge TV show, which I'm still not sure of. But I don't think we were ever going to be that sure of the Purge TV show. But anyway, watch the Purge movies. It is my personal favorite cinematic universe because I'm a dark soul, clearly. And after much consideration and deliberation, I have decided that my number 1 horror movie recommendation that you should watch is It Follows. It Follows, again, I struggle to even call it a horror film. Basically, It Follows is about a girl who has sex for the first time and finds out that she didn't get, an STI, she gets a demon following her around, and the only way to get rid of the demon is to pass it on to someone else through sex. And it's one of those really cool movies that it's about all the things that it isn't about, you know? It's about slut shaming, and it is a little bit about STIs, so like don't, you know, get one of those. It's about friendship and like how far you'll go to rescue yourself, and it's about all sorts of different things. It's a really good coming of age movie as well as being a really spooky movie. I mean, there are images in this film that are so simple and slow. Like, it's just those slow, creepy, crawly shots. Oh! And I'm not talking about bugs. I'm talking about just, like, people following you. I mean, who hasn't felt like someone's following them? Is someone following me?